On behalf of Life Journey Production Studios, this is Keith, and I want to wish you an incredible holiday season. Thank you.
When I hear choirs on the street, so full of Christmas cheer, I pray this is the start of all our dreams. So if Santa, you're listening, please can you bring joy and peace on earth? If Santa, you're listening, please can you bring love enough for the world? Bells, they will be ringing, every heart just singing. I see snow begin to fall, I wish that it could be a merry little Christmas for one and all. And when I hear choirs on the street, so full of Christmas cheer, I pray this is the start of all our dreams. So if Santa, you're listening, please can you bring joy and peace on earth? If Santa, you're listening, please can you bring love enough for the world? Bells, they will be ringing, every heart just singing. So if Santa, you're listening, please can you bring joy and peace on earth? If Santa, you're listening, please can you bring love enough for the world? Then bells, they will be ringing, and every heart just singing. I see snow begin to fall, I wish that it could be a merry little Christmas for one and all. And when I hear the street, so full of Christmas cheer. I pray this is the start of all our dreams. So if Santa, you're listening, please, can you bring joy and peace on earth? If Santa, you're listening, please, can you bring love enough for the world? Bells, they will be ringing, every heart just singing. So if Santa, you're listening, please, can you bring joy and peace on earth? If Santa, you're listening, please, can you bring love enough for the world? Then bells, they will be ringing, and every heart just singing.
Welcome to the live stream. I forgot to unmute my mic. Welcome to my studio. Tonight's Q&A, holiday gathering. It's almost Christmas, and it's exciting around here. We've been wrapping presents. We've been hanging out with family. Shannon's busy today. Zoe's barking in the background because Shannon's trying to get all her clients done before the holidays. But one of the best things about the holidays for me is I like fluid. Most of you know what this is. My sparkly drink. Over here, I got my very special, let me know if the lips are in sync, by the way, tonight, and I will hit record. Thank you, Hank. Recording. I got my Papa Bear mug. I've got my marshmallows, hot chocolate. I'm not normally a hot chocolate person, but this time of year I am. It's kind of hard with the spoon. So I hope you have your beverage of choice. Oh, that hot chocolate is really good. So again, let me know if my lips are in sync tonight. You never know with the latency with YouTube, but I'm doing regular latency tonight. I'm not doing low latency, so should have less buffering, so we'll see. But hopefully you've grabbed your favorite beverage. Let me say hi to you guys in the chat here. Chat on the air. Get out my trusty Wacom pen. Again, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Let's get the spoon out of our way. And let me just get back up here to the beginning. You know, I don't like worms, but they say the early bird gets the worm. And Freddie, we were missing you last week, and lots of people were asking about you, so it is great to have you back in the live. Howdy, Doug, back at you. Looking forward to next quarter and possibly have you in our face-to-face Zoom. That will be exciting. We can talk in that Zoom about some of the cool things you have in your studio, but it's great to have you here tonight. Hank, Good to have you here as well, my friend. Thank you for joining me for this holiday Q&A. Really, we're going to talk anything streaming, anything video, photography, tech, stuff in the studio. Don't have a tour planned tonight, but I'd be happy to answer some questions. I do have a couple things I do want to talk about. We will look at those, and I'll share that in just a minute, but let's continue saying hi. I saw other special guests here. Let's get down here, and happy holidays to you, Tony. It's great to have you here as always. I think this is the first time, Rod Ashley, it's good to have you on my live stream. Thank you for joining me. Rod is actually, you guys remember the story I shared about how I got a chance to go do a install over in Snohomish, Washington. So it's great to have you on here, Rod, tonight. You know firsthand what it's like to live stream in a venue, and it's great to have you on the live stream tonight. Hope you can stay for a while. Plan to be on a little bit less than an hour tonight and let you guys get on with your holiday weekend, but we do have some really cool things to cover. Let's see. I think that's everybody so far. I did send out an email just to remind everybody. Thank you for the excellent sync comment there. And then Freddie said he loves the Skycam. Let's just go ahead and turn the Skycam on here for those of you that don't know what my Skycam is. So if I put the still image up, let's change this first before we do that. Actually, in the link in the description tonight is information on popping chat on the air, and that's for YouTube. There are a couple algorithms out there, Chrome extensions, that will let you do other social media. But let's just fix this real quick. To turn chat off and the Skycam on here. So there's the Skycam. And again, it's right here. It's my Insta360, and I could move that window around. It's set to be in the corner on my still image. So if I put my still image up here and then put chat on the air, you can see it there. And so when the still image is up there in the pre-show, the intro video, I can then zoom around. There's Batman and Robin. There is my North Pole display. There is my relax sign, which reminds me to chill out with the accents there. There is my big screen TV up close on my Skycam. And you can see this will pan and zoom. And there's 6 places that I can program in the Skycam. So we'll turn that off and then come right back to me and the logo. So I love the Skycam. Freddie loves it. In the intro video, which I record in OBS, I can then let that Skycam be around the studio. And I always try to, put it over something in my still image that isn't super important. But I do have this to say. Again, I'll put that still image up. Tonight, we're going to be talking just a holiday Q&A, and the holidays are better with you. So I believe that with all sincerity. And I thank you guys very much for joining me tonight and being in this live stream. Let's turn chat back on here. And again, I am using the same OBS from my PC as both chat and my Skycams, because I normally don't have my Skycam on during the show. I have chat on the show, so I can use one PC for that, and then I'm using OBS. So let's just put chat back on the air here and make sure that I've said hi to everybody here. Multiple cameras means sometimes I lose my mouse. There we go. Anybody else join us here? Yeah, Keto is here. Thank you for joining us again from Denver, Colorado. Great to have you. all the way from Tampa, Florida. It's the indispensable man. Yeah, that's a great tagline. I love that. Happy holidays to you as well, Keto. And we'd like to know maybe a little bit more about you guys that we haven't met in previous streams, or if you haven't had a chance to get acquainted with other people. But if you are new, thank you so much for subscribing. I do have subscriber-only chat on. Obviously, you subscribe, and then a minute later, you can chat with us. And if you don't like what you're hearing, or you're not interested in live streaming, somehow you got invited, feel free to unsubscribe. But if you do like what you're hearing tonight, and you like talking tech, live streaming tech, the behind the scenes, like in my studio, then thank you so much for liking the video as well as subscribing and sharing. I sure appreciate that very much. Okay, so I wanted to kind of do an intro and talk about a couple things, and then we're going to just get into some Q&A. Number one, obviously, it's the 20th of December. We have 5 days until the Christmas holiday. Other holidays are already being celebrated. I don't know about you, but what's interesting about the phones, especially like Google Calendar, I get all of these holiday alerts. So every type holiday you can imagine, I get those alerts on my phone. And it keeps me kind of aware of what's going on, not only with the Christmas holiday, but other holidays. So we're celebrating with you. So however you celebrate this season, that's great. Thank you so much for joining me here in Live Training Production Studios. So I do have a camera set up. You can see that. I am going to show you a comparison tonight between the Stream Deck Plus, the new Stream Deck Plus, and it has knobs and an LED screen or LCD screen. It's touch sensitive. The buttons are oversized. We're going to compare that with the largest Stream Deck that's available by Elgato, and that is the XL. And I want you to see a side by side. I did link a short that I put out this week. I'm working on a longer video. I've already recorded it. I'm not quite loving the camera angle on the Stream Deck Plus and the Stream Deck XL. And you'll see that angle in the short videos. So I might reshoot that, but I have started editing it, and hopefully you'll get that video up there as well. Going to do a couple HybridX videos. I got a couple ideas. Those should be coming out before the first of the year. I have a lot of time off, so I'm really enjoying getting caught up in the studio. I've been gathering boxes for our New Year live stream, which will be coming up. I haven't decided exactly when yet. Probably just looking at the calendar here while I have you guys all here. We would be normally live on the 27th, and I think that's close enough to the new year. I might do a surprise live stream sometime on the 30th or 31st. That might be in the garage with my son, Christopher, working on his little 2022 Batman Bat Cycle display. We had our creative meeting last night. I've got to go to the UPS store to have a background printed. We'll look at that later tonight. Don't let me forget that in the chat. So I want to look at the Stream Deck, and then I do want to have time for Q&A. So I am recording, so hopefully we'll get something tonight that I demo that we can use. I want to go right to my desktop, me and my laptop here in a second. But Freddie asked this question earlier, so let's address it. This should work. So I use PremiumBeat. It's a paid per track for social media. If you're going to use these tracks for commercial use, you pay more. They have some New Year tracks that I'm already listening to. I got an email today from PremiumBeat. If you refer a friend to PremiumBeat, you can save like $20 off of a track. They average right around $49. My music that you've heard forever on my channel, which just changed to this new Christmas track, that has been from PremiumBeat. I've used it on my channel for the longest time, but you got to hear last week and this week new music, and it's right here from PremiumBeat. So you can go there and create an account. You can purchase tracks. What I love about the tracks, let's just jump in here. Let's go back to me and my logo, and then we'll just look at one of my orders here. Right here. Okay. So I think all of this is shareable. So here's my my song I used for the bounty hunt. Shared a little bit last week in the video. Showed you guys that little 2-minute spot that I'm going to re-edit this week to a 1-minute spot and then a 30-second spot. But this is the track that I purchased for a client, and it's called Rangers, and it's a spaghetti western sounding track. And so I can download my license. I can upgrade to a premium account right from here. And then I can download the music. I wanted to show you guys, and you can see I got a $25 discount because I refer clients all the time and set up their accounts. And so I only had to pay $24 for a $49 track. And the license is indefinite. I've never been flagged on my tracks. I've been using PremiumBeat for lots of years. Actually, almost the majority of the time I've ever been live on social media. So, but if I go down here to download music, what I love about this is you have a full track wave, instrumental wave, MP3s as well, shorts. That means there's shorter versions of the track. So if you're doing a 30-second or a 15-second, they have those. You have the loops. That's a set of loops with just the audio that you can use as well. So imagine the life you can get out of this, and then stems. And if you don't know what stems are, if you broke down all the pieces of this recording, you could pull out every single piece and just use that piece or remix it. And so I love the fact that you get all of that with PremiumBeat. And again, it's not sponsored by PremiumBeat. I'm just responding to Freddie's question. And I actually anticipated talking about that. So I did not tell Freddie to ask that question, but I did have the page open because it's one of the things I wanted to share with you guys. Behind the scenes, the music that I use live comes from PremiumBeat, and you need to have licensed music. There's lots of free music out there that's available as well, but I like to have something that sounds specific for my channel. So again, that's a highlight of that, and that's enough talking about that. Let's just go back here and see if I missed anything else. I see you guys saying hi to each other. That's awesome. So I had a question, so let's ask that. Do you have a favorite beverage? So, and again, I understand there's a wide variety of beverages out there. You guys know that I like coffee. I have my coffee tonight, and almost always have that. I have my cocoa here, and then I have my cool drink because it does get hot in the studio. All these, that's diet, but the chocolate and marshmallows is not that. So please put your favorite beverage, especially like maybe a holiday. If there's something specific you like to drink during the holidays, I would love to hear that in the chat. The chat will replay on this video. So anybody who's watching this later, and welcome you as well. If you didn't watch live, thank you for joining me as well. I hope you will subscribe to the channel and join us every Tuesday. Basically, we are live, and it's a blast to be together. So I do want to pop some drinks up here. But here's Freddie's question from earlier. We answered that. And again, PremiumBeat is what I use. And I put that on here earlier for him. Freddie says, herbal alloy concentrate, mango. So Freddie, is that part of the products that you sell? Because I know that you sell health products, and so let me know if that's one of them or if it's something entirely different. That would be awesome. Anybody else have a favorite drink that you would like to share with the gang? Well, that one has a kick. Hank, stop and think. Vodka and tonic with double lime year round. Great. Thank you for sharing that. Hot chocolate and marshmallows. Yeah, so I don't have vodka and tonic, but I do have hot chocolate. But I will toast you guys here in just a minute. Let's get the rest of those. Cherry limeade ice. Yeah, I have my ice drink as well. At least I think it is. Comes from Costco Wholesale. And I have cases of this going into the holidays because all of my grandkids, everybody goes into the garage where it's nice and cool right now. They keep them nice and freezing cold. I even iced this one, and they grab them out of there when they come over to the house. So we will be going through a plethora of those. Let's see. Did I miss anything else? Again, earlier, thank you, Hank, for letting me know that the lips are in sync and everything is great. Also for letting me know earlier that I needed to push record, and so did Tony. So thank you guys for having my back, and we are recording. And with the ATEM Extreme or the ATEM Minis, you can see it tells you that you're recording right here, and you can record up to 2 discs. So you can actually get a hub. So when one fills up, it'll go over to 2. And I'm ISO recording, so this is probably going to fill up tonight. But it's the only disc I have left, and I did not have time today to remove stuff. And then you can see that we're streaming, and I haven't had any cache that I've seen, but it can fill up and then empty out. And if it starts caching, that means I've lost part of my internet signal, and that's not a good thing. And hopefully that will not happen tonight. Okay. Got it on my lip. Have a little paper towel here just in case. Anybody else want to share tonight a special seasonal or holiday drink? Tony, it's a pomegranate vitamin water, laugh out loud. Why is that a LOL? My coffee at my radio station. It must be really good coffee, Cato, and I do. Why is that a LOL, Tony? Let me know. That would be cool. And indispensable is sporting some red wine. That's cool. And we are in wine country here in the Richland area, all the way up to Yakima Valley. I mean, I can see vineyards from my backyard. So all around us, there is wine tasting and vineyards. I'm not really a wine guy, never have been, but I have close friends in the RV industry that talk about it all the time. They love to go in a van load of their friends, and they'll drive around to the different vineyards and enjoy different brands of wine. And that is something that they do. Freddie answered my question right here. Yes, it's a part of the products, is a 0 calories, full of flavor, made with real mangoes from Venezuela. Wow. So how are those Venezuela mangoes, Freddie? How do they rate on a scale from 1 to 10? And let us know. So Tony says that's not really his favorite holiday drink, but he's sipping one right now. And then Indispensable says probably eggnog, I would think, for the holidays. So awesome. And Cato saying he uses a free music archive. I think that is for your station. So that's awesome. When I was at the last dealership, I negotiated with a facility across the street from us for employee parking. They use their facility mainly on the weekends. We have half of or 2/3 of our team there. We're gone on Saturday, Sunday. So we negotiated a lease through Monday through Friday. They had some evening activities, so I was able to lease their parking lot. And he actually had a radio station, Hispanic radio station, right in Pasco, from inside his building. And I got a chance to go in there. I actually donated a little preamp. You got 2 signals in, and you can have a whole bunch of headphones. So it's great for having 2 different mixes, and then 8 people can have headphones and choose mix A or mix B and control their volume of their headphones. and it was great to do that. I was part of my old studio, and I didn't need two of them. I've since then sold the other one because I don't need to have all those people in the studio. And my Rodecaster Pro has 4 headphone outputs, the old one and the new one. So if I ever do a podcast in here, I rarely ever have more than 4 people. And if I do, I have a solution for that as well here in the studio. So, okay, let's go through here. Freddie says the mangoes are a 10. So awesome. They're so sweet. Well, cool. So, again, going to be on for about another half hour or so tonight. So get your questions ready. I do want to pop over here to my other camera here. Let's turn it off and back on again because this one does time out, and turn chat off the air. And now I'm going to be using my ATEM Mini. I have an Extreme ISO and an ATEM Mini, and the ATEM Mini has my overhead camera, which is right now on my desk, so that we can take a look at these devices. So if I just show you this camera, this is that camera shooting on these 2 devices, and there they are side by side. So that's the button size of the new Stream Deck Plus, even though it does not say Plus on the top. This does not say XL either, so they went for not having those tags on there. So pop myself back on here. So you can see that these buttons are quite a bit larger, not quite side by side, but these buttons, my finger will completely cover over, and these buttons won't. Now, what is a Stream Deck for? Well, this Stream Deck can control the lights in my studio. I can control things like Zoom. I can use an app called BitFocus Companion, and that will then let me control my HyperDeck and my ATEM. So I can have all of my buttons set up. And one of the things I just wanted to say that I love, and you can see this in my short video, and I'll have more about this coming out in my series of videos on the new Stream Deck Plus. But not only do I have the ability to stack features on this LCD screen, it's touch sensitive, and I can also swipe pages. So I really only have one page set up, so you're going to see it go black. But if I swipe over my finger, you can see it's changed pages. And I swipe back and it comes back. And then I have the knobs. They also have a clicking feature, and they're attenuated, which means that they have little notches inside, so you can go increments, and they go indefinite right and left. So you can scroll forward on a timeline and scroll back in video editing software, or use it to control different features in an EQ. There's just so many things that you can do with these knobs, and you can program them. And then the LCD screen lets you stack. But if you go over to my Excel, you can see that I have to create pages. You can also see that my Elgato Mini Keylight Mini is continuing to detach. It's just got a really low quality wireless transmitter in it, and I think that's the problem. And because there's a wall between me and the wireless network, the things that are in here have trouble hooking onto it. I'm going to fix that by adding a Unify hub inside my studio, and when I purchase that, we'll talk about that. But I have to change pages, and it takes 2 buttons. So I can go back, and my light changed when I did that because for some reason it reconnected. So I'll reset my lights. So I don't have to have forward and back buttons in the new Stream Deck Plus because I can swipe to different pages. So that saves 2 buttons on every single page. So now those 8 buttons are buttons that you can program. And I set some buttons here. You see I have a clock. I also have a countdown timer up here. And so it'll actually start counting down after I hit it. So if I wanted to do a 7-minute video and I wanted to be able to see a timer, I could glance over and see how much time I have left. Or I have a 7-minute intro, so I could use the countdown clock if I wanted to for my 7-minute intro. And a lot of times when I'm recording it in OBS, I'll use the countdown clock to just know where I'm at so I can get some other things done in the studio, and I can look over and glance at it and see that I only have a minute left to get back and get ready to stop the recording in OBS. But so then the other feature I really like besides the knobs, and again, this is color temperature on one of my lights, so it can change between, you know, Kelvin temperatures up and down. So if I want it really warm, I can make it warm. And some of you like more of a warm yellow light, and some of you like more of a cool light. And I use a lot of cool lights in here for my winter kind of setup in here. But I can change the color temperature of that light right now, and that is changing my fill light right over my left shoulder. And then I can hit this again. Let's turn this back up to, I keep it right around 5050K. And then if I hit the button, you'll see how I can stack layers of features. If I don't have a stack, then if I push the button, it turns the light on and off, which is really cool. So if you just want one feature on the LCD screen, you can have one feature, and if you push the button, it's going to turn the light on and off. Or if it was a microphone, you could turn the microphone on or off. So you could actually mute your microphone inside your PC, your Macintosh, and have it right on a Stream Deck. And you could do that on this, but you would have to use two buttons to go up in volume and down in volume. It's another thing that's nice about these, because this is my computer volume right here, and I can simply go up or down with my computer volume. So if I'm in a Zoom meeting and they can't quite hear something I'm playing in the meeting from my desktop, I can raise and lower the volume. I could do another one on my microphone, and that would again would be the internal microphone from my Rodecaster Pro going into a Zoom call. And I could raise and lower even my Rodecaster Pro volume because it comes in as an input inside Zoom. So I could actually mute my Rodecaster Pro in a Zoom meeting. It's a little different when you're live in an ATEM, but you can do some things pretty incredible with this as well. So let's just go through the stack. So color temperature, then I have brightness. So brightness up and down. And then if I hit the button, another one, I have the Elgato key light, and the brightness goes up and down. And I'm back to color temperature. So I have three things stacked on this one and three things stacked on this one. So there's my system volume. I just muted it, unmuted it. So I can tap mute and unmute on a microphone on the screen because I have a stack. So I don't tap the button now. I tap the screen, because if I tap the button, it's going to change to the next device. And then if I tap it again, it's going to change to the next device. But if that device has the ability to go on or off or mute or unmute, then a tap of the screen mutes the mic, and I can simply see what's happening. You can see I have 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. I do have a microphone right here to mute. Again, I can show you what those are. So now let's do this. Then I'll get back to the questions here momentarily. But now you can see the software. So here are the stacks right here. And if I click here, you can see, if I double click, here are the stacks. So I can go back and just set what I want this first one to be. And I can change the icon right here. So if I wanted to create a new background, I can. So there's lots of cool things, and we'll talk more of that in the video series. But what I wanted you guys to see is, here's my stack. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 things on that first button of stacks right here. So if I click through those, there's brightness, Elgato key light brightness, Elgato key light color temperature, and then I have my system volume, and then back to brightness. So those stacks are right here, and I could do other features. I could add in even more. So if I wanted to, I could add in another brightness to a different light right here, and I could set that up as well. And I don't want any more stacks right there. So that's stacks, or I can just simply have one feature set up right here. And that's just by dragging and dropping it over here. So if I wanted to change this Elgato fill light to a brightness, I can drop that in there, hit replace. Then again, that's going to adjust the brightness. And if I want to create a dial stack, I drag over the dial stack icon, hit replace, and now it opens up the dial stacks. And now I'm going to dial in a brightness. I'm going to drag in a color temperature. And there they are. And then I can set these as well. So color temperature, how much of it I want to go up and down, and then exit this. So now I have that there. So now this is going to create brightness on the deck. And then if I push the button, now I've created a stack of color temperature right there. And that is my main light changing color temperature. So we'll keep that at right around 5,000 K because I have it set for 100 increments, even though normally my color temperature in here is 5,050 K. So that's a quick look at the Stream Deck. Let me just go back to this view. Any questions about the comparison, the size? Again, the Stream Deck Plus is now available. This is not sponsored, but I definitely wanted to get a chance to get it inside my studio and try it out. And then I use it when I do mobile traveling so that I can do some video editing and I can have some finger control. And my hopes is it's going to speed things up, especially when I'm scrolling timelines and things like that. So, okay. So we have 7 minutes left in recording, and it's going to actually flash. And you can go back here. Let me go back to this 3 box. You can see that my countdown timer is actually flashing at me. So both on the deck and up there it flashes. And that is a really cool thing to capture your attention if you wanted to have a notice of some kind. And you can actually turn the audio on and it will make sounds at you as it's counting down. So that's a quick look at the Stream Deck XL next to the Stream Deck Plus. I hope you liked that side-by-side comparison. That's really the only thing that I came with tonight that I really wanted to do. Also, hopefully you guys will watch my short, which is also in the links below and on my page. So let's go in here and look at the chat. Reset that timer so it's not flashing at me anymore. Okay, so let me turn chat on the air. And let's get back up here. It's good to have you in with us tonight, Joe. And I wanted to take a minute to say thank you to Joe, who sent me a gift this year, a whole box of stuff when he shut down his YouTube channel and started fresh. He sent me a bunch of things. Also, Tony sent me a little picture autograph. We did some trade work back and forth. So I did some consulting for him and a stinger, and he sent me this in the mail unsolicited, but it's a Batman and Robin picture. It's on my wall. I've showed it before. Let me grab it. So there it is. So I wanted to say thank you guys. It's not only is it fun to have you on with me live and have these moments where we can chat and greet each other, but also I'm doing a quarterly Zoom now where you can join me for a live Zoom, even though we're not going to be live. One day we may decide together that we want to do a big live on my channel, but I did one of those 2 weeks ago and some of you joined me and that was a blast. So the box that Joe gave me is all back in the garage. I'm getting ready to use that for my Studio B, and we'll talk about that in the New Year's Eve, not New Year's, but the New Year's stream. And I'll show you some pictures and get some feedback on ideas of how I can portably set that up and take it down when I'm not using it, so I can actually park my car in the garage. So thank you, both of you, for giving me those gifts. That was sweet of you, and it meant a lot to me and the channel this year. So thank you so much. Let's see. It's good to see you, Lieutenant A.K. Allen. Enjoying the Stream Deck Plus. Looking forward to future videos. Yeah, I do. I'm really been diving into it. I've been spending probably about a half hour, 45 minutes every couple days, actually studying it, getting better acquainted with the software. I'm going to download a pack this week, and then try to make some buttons my own for different software. So there are a lot of things you can do with it. That'll be exciting. But welcome you tonight. I hope that you got your favorite beverage. Those of you joined me late, I've got my Papa Bear mug with marshmallows and hot chocolate. I came with my normal coffee mug right down here as a backup. And I also have my sparkly drink. And it gets hot in the studio. And what I've noticed is that something cold for my throat helps me better this time of year than something warm for whatever reason. Anybody else experiencing stream buffering? Let me know. Tony seems to be having some issues. Hank says, I have a continuing frustration issue with my 3 Elgato Lights linked to the control center on the Stream Deck XL. Lights keeps getting dropped from the screen, and I have to reinstall them. Yeah, I'm going to reach out to Elgato and see if I can get some advice. Occasionally, I have that happen. I know that they're hooked to your wireless network, and then we link to them through that same network, through your phone, and also your Stream Deck through your PC. So again, you have to be on the same network, and my son's on the same network, so I actually could turn his light on and off. He doesn't have a wireless hub in his studio, so he's not currently using his Stream Deck to control his Elgato key lights, or his, he has a Key Light Air. He uses the app because his app then can attach to those lights. He doesn't have a network. He is direct to cable in his studio, and that's what he uses. And he can use his phone by connecting to my wireless network in the house, and that's what he has his Elgato Key Light Air hooked up to. And also got him for his birthday a brand new Elgato Key Light Air, but there's no real place in his small little setup yet to put it, so it's still in the box. And he's had that for quite a while, and we're trying to figure out a roof mount system or trade it for something else. So Freddie says he has a little buffering, so hopefully we're cool. Got 4 minutes left on my recording. Lieutenant A.K. Allen is experiencing a little buffering as well. Thank you, Tony. Tony says he's using the stinger I created for him at the end of all his live streams. It's an interesting stinger. What Tony wanted was his logo to come together this way and then part this way. It was quite the Adobe Illustrator challenge, but as you guys well know, I enjoy a good challenge, and had to work through the process of how to create that. So you got to split his logo this way and then animate it. And then you have to, when it comes together, then you have to transition to a logo split this way and come apart. And then you got to figure out the timing, because remember, a stinger is designed to cover up the transitions. So like this, I can transition. Let's say if I go to camera 1 here, and then I transition back to this camera. The idea of the stinger is to cover up what the transition is, so it hides that. And so it's cool, Tony, that you're still using that. And I am still using the Batman and Robin on my wall, and that's really cool. Lots of buffering there. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. Hopefully we will not lose the signal. Maybe I'm losing my network, but I should have about 100 megabytes up. So TVJ needs a little audio interface if you don't need the little Zoom device. I don't know that I'll be using that. I haven't really thought that through, but I would be happy to make arrangements to send that over to TVJ. I mean, I have 2 Rodecaster Pros, one in a case and one at my desk. So I think that is fine. We'll get that over to him. And now we can include Joe in that little work. So sorry about the buffering, guys. So we'll get that over to Joe, or actually TVJ, Joe, and what are the first first three devices that I would suggest for building a live studio? Well, that's a great question. I would probably say the first thing I would want to know is, what are you planning on doing? Are you going to just go live? Are you going to demo things in your studio? What exactly are you going to do? Like, for instance, one of the things that I want to do next year with my grandson is start getting some of the 1/6 scale superhero figures, because he's really into that. And it's going to be a grandfather-grandson thing. I like superheroes as well. So the first one we plan on getting is a Miles Morales. And obviously I want to have a white box all lit up and a turnstile in that when we get that part of our channel going. It'll be a separate channel, but we're going to do that. So again, that would need that white box. So if you let me know a little bit, but obviously you're going to need some kind of camera, and you could use a camera like the Insta360 Link. And that would be into your PC or your Macintosh. And it will shoot at 4K and stream at 1080p. It's also remote. It will zoom. And remember, when you're producing a 4K shot, when you zoom in, you're still above 1080p. And that's why that does that. Turn recording off because we just lost the last bit of our disc. So I'm no longer recording tonight's stream. So YouTube, you got it. And so that would be an option. There's also the Facecam by Elgato that will stream at 1080p. There's the new Facecam Pro. All 3 of those cameras are very high quality, really good sensors inside them. A thing I like about the new Elgato Facecam Pro, which I do not own, but I do have a comparison video here on my channel of the Facecam versus the Insta360 Link, is that the new Facecam Pro that came out after I did this comparison video between the Elgato Facecam and the Insta360 Link was the fact that the Link will zoom in and adjust the picture, and that's really cool. You could do 6 different locations and program them at wherever you want to be in the room, and it turns not quite 360 degrees. I think it only does like 320 or 330 approximately. Because of the gimbal arm. But the bottom line is the new Facecam Pro shoots 4K, and then you can crop zoom. So you can pan, crop zoom. But again, the camera is not turning. You're taking that 4K frame and you're zooming into a section of it just like on this screen. So imagine if I zoomed into the microphone. If I wasn't shooting a 4K shot, when I zoom in, this is going to get very, very low resolution. So these cameras that will shoot at 4K and then crop it down like the Insta360 and the new Elgato Facecam Pro, they then have a very quality picture. And I would recommend those. There's a lot of cameras out there, great starting cameras. But obviously picture, 3 things I always recommend: microphone, quality picture, quality lights, and then really there's a 4th one. You have to have some source to stream. So if you're going to use OBS, which is free software and it's quite powerful these days, then you want to make sure you have a computer, PC, Macintosh that's fast enough, has enough memory. Because remember, you're going to be rendering the webcam, and then you're going to be sending that out up through the internet And if you're going to doing graphics or you're showing slides, your PC or your laptop or your Macintosh has to be able to process all that information. That's why I believe the ATEMs are a really good way to go, because the ATEM Mini Pro, you can not only record the program out, you can stream from it. You actually have the ability to use it as an audio video interface. So you can have a webcam and still use Zoom through your PC. So you could use it for chat overlays like I do. So I would say some type of lights, and I really like the Elgato Lights, and they make the key light Air and the key light and then the Mini above my head. And then I like to get a good microphone. Obviously the SM7B is a great microphone. Rode makes the Pod Mic, which is $100. It's a great sounding microphone. We have 4 of those in the studio for our podcast. And then I also would recommend, obviously, some kind of interface if you're going to do an XLR microphone, but also Elgato and Rode make some really good desk stand microphones that are USB. But again, that's one more thing your PC or your laptop has to process. So I would make sure you get good lighting, good microphone, a decent camera image, because those things are super important. And then making sure you have some way of streaming out on social media. So now I only stream on YouTube at one time. If you want to go to more than one location, you can use a web-based app called Restream, and then you send your main program to them and then log in to all your other accounts, and then you'll pay for that monthly or yearly, and then you can stream out to different locations. And that's what a lot of people do who are broadcasting every week on social media. Instead of having live audiences like they did during COVID, they would then stream out on all those social media platforms. So I hope that answers your question, but lights, camera, action, and a microphone. So action being a streaming device, and check out OBS, and then also check out the ATEM Mini Pro or Up, because they will record and they'll stream from inside the device. And the ATEM Mini will not do that. It will not record, and it will not stream, and it doesn't have multi-view. So all you have is the webcam feature, and you do not have a way to do multi-view out of an ATEM Mini, but you do in a Pro and a Pro ISO, the Extreme and the Extreme ISO. And now you have the new Minis, the MEs. So check out what Blackmagic Design has released. So, okay. Live demo of... Let me know what you were asking me to live demo. A device must be the Zoom U22 that you're talking about forwarding over to TVJ. Sorry, Hank, that you're buffering again. You're welcome. I don't know why we're buffering or what's happening. I apologize. I am streaming at high, and I normally don't have much of any buffering. And usually if it's a problem with my internet, usually this cache is going to fill up. And so if you haven't seen that change, I'm not sure what's going on. So, and then it actually tells me how long I've been on the air, but this includes my intro video, which starts about 8 minutes before the hour. So we've been on the air an hour and 1 minute and 43 seconds. And that's also what will show up when YouTube puts the video up full time. It will count my intro video and my outro video, and I don't edit those out because I want people to be able to see that part of it and enjoy the whole show. Okay, so any questions I can answer? We have some more time. I do want to continue sharing some hot chocolate with you. And if you have your drink, let's toast to the new year. We'll do this again next week. I'm going to toast with my hot chocolate. I think, Rod, you have hot chocolate out there too. The rest of you that have your drink. So cheers to you. Hope you have an amazing holiday. And you have some hot chocolate with some marshmallows at some point with the family as you guys celebrate together this time of year. Okay. I did not get a chance, Tony, to see John Barker's. I've been crazy busy. My life has got to be so crazy. So I have a new client that I just signed up with. And then I'm taking a break from the RV client and then had some meetings. I have a break tomorrow. I normally have a consult live in a local place. So I am going to be catching up. Wednesdays are kind of my days to catch up on the live streams. I saw part of Aaron Parecki's. I want to see TVJ's. I also want to see the other videos that guys have posted here from the channel, as well as the live streams I missed. But it says John Barker live this past week. He demoed MeanStream. You create scenes in a browser. MeanStream automatically creates the ATEM macros and Stream Deck buttons. Very cool. Yeah, I saw the advertisement. I watched the first 40 seconds after his intro reel and then got a phone call yesterday. So it is on my list today. But thank you for the heads up. And if you haven't checked out John Barker's channel or you haven't subscribed, get over there and do that. Subscribe to Tony's channel if you'd like to learn more about IT, Holiday Lights, a lot of cool things going on over at Tony's channel. Okay, so I was letting you know that I'll be doing let's see what I was doing for a live stream. So let me go back up there and just see if I can now wrap my head around you answering my question here. Okay, well, cool. Thank you, Doug. Says he's not seen 1 hour consult. I do that specifically for situations like this. My passion is helping people get their live stream set up. I do consulting. There is a way you can sign up with me to get some consulting, but I like to do an hour. So if I could answer questions and help you in an hour-long Zoom meeting, get that list together. I don't believe in codependency. I believe in interdependency. So I never sign up with a client longer than 90 days unless there's a really, really, really good reason. So I've had a couple clients this year, maybe 3 or 4 that I've been with for more than 90 days, or they have piecemealed some other days together. But my goal is to get you up and running, teach you how to use this stuff, help you become self-sufficient. And the reason I do a 1 hour consult is we typically would have a meeting anyway if you were local to sit down and talk. So why not just do an hour, get the cards on the table, what you need help with. Let's see if I can solve it in an hour. And then if you need more time in that, I share in those 1 hour consults how you can get more hours. It's not expensive. So check it out. You can go to my website, lifejourneyproductions.com. There is an F in Life's, and you can subscribe there and send me a note. There's a contact page there. If you really want to do a free 1 hour consult, that's the best way to go, is to give me a note and let me know that you want to meet, and I would be happy to help you. So on YouTube. Okay, Freddie's asking, any plans for the channel in 2023? Yeah, I'm working on the B Studio. So most likely we're going to be talking about that in the year-end video. I have some photographs I'll be sharing with you guys. I'm going to be asking for some input, so come with your building brain. We're going to chat a little bit about that. And so it may be a year-long project because of the investment for cold air and hot air out there. So that's one of the things. I told you about Dominic's project he and I are going to do. That's going to be a separate channel. I am planning on doing some children's videos with Ratso. That's going to happen in the new studio, as well as Studio B would be a place where I would go shoot a live with a project like with Christopher and building his Bat Cycle Batman 2022. But not just that, anything that's garage related. Like if I was building out there the new studio, I want to be able to shoot out there. There is no internet out there, so I've got to run a line And so lots of little projects to do, but we'll be talking about that. I'm going to come with some images so you guys can give me your 2 cents on your ideas for how to use that both as a garage. And then Shannon and I are going to this spring go through everything that we don't need, because there's a lot of junk out there. I want to make sure that I get rid of all that. And then I save a lot of the boxes from products that I buy. So I want to get those all boxed up and into my storage facility out back. So I hope that helps. Okay, Lieutenant A.K. Allen is responding to Tony and John Barker's live stream. That's really cool, Jay. Congratulations. Tell your grandfather congratulations from me. 98 years. That's amazing. I'm going to hit 62 years in June. I know we have some guests here tonight that are quite a bit older than that. They've made that very clear, but that is really cool. So please let him know I said happy birthday. That is amazing. And Freddie says, congratulations. So HM macros. So let me know tonight if you'd like me to do a live stream talking about creating macros. I really have wrapped my head around macros now, from timing the different things you need to do, using macros with HyperDecks, using macros with stingers, using macros to actually change super source layouts. There's all kinds of things you can do with macros. Also, MixEffect, the app, has animations built in for a super source. So if I went here to super source and let me go back here to my 3-box macro and run it. So this is a 3-box layout and no animations. These boxes aren't moving. That was just my stinger that I programmed in a macro, but there are animations built into MixEffect. So let me just tap on one of the choice layouts for super source. Now, super source is this layout right here. You have 4 boxes available. I only have 3 open right now. 4 is hidden. You can put a background. You can then use one of your upstream keys or a downstream key, either way, to put a logo on there. That's using your media player. And the Extreme and Extreme ISO has 2 media players. The new MEs have even more. And then the ATEM Minis, the Mini Pro, Pro ISO, and the ATEM Mini, they only have 1 media player. So keep that in mind. The Extreme ISO has 2. What's a media player? It's so this graphic can be ready for display. And so you have to load it into the media player. But let me click on one of his layouts in MixEffect. And you saw that animation. Even though these boxes are empty right now, I can click on them and I can preset these for later. I can save them if I like the layout and I want to cut to it in the middle of my live stream. Then I can save it. I can change what goes in the different boxes. So MixEffect has some automation built into it, and it's a great app. It runs on the iPad or iPhone. So check it out. It's like $49 for the indefinite subscription. Eventually, I'm sure Adam is going to add some extra features that will cost extra. But again, you can get some animation through MixEffect, or we can do macros. So if you'd like me to do a macro live stream, because again, it is a great thing to learn how to do. There's so many things that you can do with macros. And then I already said I like to have MixEffect open up and have all my macros right here at fingertips instead of having to use my mouse to go into my ATEM control software, go into play. Let me show you what that looks like here. Sorry, I got to reposition my desktop, and sorry this is so large. We want this. Okay, this is the box for running my macros. And in order to run these, I got to go into the run mode, not in the create mode. You create macros in the create mode, and I can add macros. I can have multiple pages of macros. But to run them, you have to go into run mode, click on the macro, and then click play. But on MixEffect, let me pull it out here. I'm going to tear my studio apart just for you guys tonight. So on MixEffect, all I have to do is push one of these macro buttons. So if I want to go back to me and a logo, I just tap it. That is right here, me and a logo. Me and the laptop. Again, they're not animating because I'm not going through MixEffect's choices, but I go down here to Super Source. Here's the layout I have up on the screen right now. Let's see, how do I get this on here? Okay, here is the layout I have on the screen right now, and here are some choices up here. So if I go to the 4 box and tap on it, it animates. There's a different 4 box. Scroll over, I have a 3 box right here. I have a 3 box right here, and that's designed for the iPhone. 3 box, 2 box. So again, I can just tap on them and also get the animations. So if I save them in MixEffect for my live stream, which means you have to install the app, and Adam's making some great updates in it all the time. There was an update last week, and he's constantly making it more and more powerful, and it doesn't really cost you anything for it to be more and more powerful. And there is a free version that you can use. It just does not have all the features. And it even has some ability to control hyperdecks in there. And then you can use shortcuts to do more things in your hyperdecks from a PC. So again, I love the idea of helping people create macros, and then you can even unlock more power in the MixEffect app because you can just touch on the iPad and change those different features. And you can also use your iPhone for that as well. It's not for Android. MixEffect is only available for iPhone, so keep that in mind. Hopefully the internet's going to be better. It says lights are extra bright tonight. They are on my regular setting. No, it did come up a little bit because I was playing with the controls on the Stream Deck, so thank you for that. Showing my stream key. Well, we'll update that after the stream here. So let's go back to this look. And Lieutenant AK Allen would like to know more about macros. Cool. Awesome. Well, that's it, guys. I don't have anything left, and I have some dinner to make for my lovely, beloved wife. Freddie would also like to know more about macros. So again, I will do a live stream, and we'll take part of it in January, and we will talk about programming macros, and then you can play it back and learn more about that. So awesome. Well, I am Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios. Thank you so much again. If you're watching this and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. Again, I have some new music that we're going to play in the outro. So I hope you guys will absolutely enjoy that as we roll out tonight. I want to wish you a very happy holiday. I hope that you enjoy it with your family, however you're celebrating. It's been very cold in our part of the States, so make sure you stay warm and be safe out there. We have slick, icy roads outside of my house, and it has been just an amazing time of the year. You definitely have to like the warm coats and hot chocolate and warming your car up before you go and shoveling your driveway. So if you like that kind of thing, more power to you. I'm holding out for spring 2023, but I'm going to milk and enjoy this holiday season for absolutely as much as I can. Okay, well, I will say goodnight, and thank you so much for some of you guys that are saying that as well. So I can blur out the streaming key, so we'll do that. I hope that you guys will have an amazing week and a great time during the holiday. That's it for me tonight. Thank you, guys. I'm going to roll the outro video. I hope, again, you have an amazing week, and I will see you again next week as we prepare for 2023. It should be fun. I hope to see you there. Again, have a great night. Take care. Stay safe, and drink up.
I see snow begin to fall. I wish that it could be a merry little Christmas for one and all. And when I hear choirs on the street, so full of Christmas cheer, I pray this is the start of all our dreams. So if Santa, you're listening, please can you bring joy and peace on earth? If Santa, you're listening, please can you bring love enough for the world? Bells, they will be ringing, every heart just singing. So if Santa, you're listening, please can you bring joy and peace on earth? If Santa, you're listening, please can you bring love enough for the world? Then bells, they will be ringing,